What's going on, team? Welcome back to the Bet with Ray YouTube channel, and today we're going to be going through all of the totals for week 1 NFL season. Now guys, of course, make sure to like, subscribe, turn that notification bell, hit me up on all of my socials, and get down to betwithray.com where you can get a free 15-day trial to test out all of my premium selections. I always like to make sure that this is the right service for you to get you to try before you buy. Now guys, obviously the production value is not that great this week. I'm doing this one on the fly, but we will have that sorted out for next week and going forward. Let's get straight into it. Now we've got the Patriots and the Dolphins, the total sitting at 46, and there's only one way I can look at this one, and that is under the total of 46. Now, the Patriots, they struggle against man coverage, and that's what the Miami Dolphins sit in. I think the Dolphins' defense is actually going to be decent this year. Their secondary, of course, is brilliant, and their pass rushing and run defense has been getting better over the last couple of years. Patriots just look like a bit of a hot mess this season. Of course, I say that now, and they're probably going to pull off, 9 of their first 13 games because that's what Bill Belichick tends to do. But I just don't think this is the season for the Patriots. And if they can't get fire, if Mac Jones is struggling against the man coverage, you've got Tua over there, who I still don't think is that great of a quarterback. Sure, he's got all the weapons in the world, but can he get the ball to them? Is that run attack just really nice to look at on paper, or are they actually decent as well? So give me the under 46 in this game. Moving on, we have the Ravens at the Jets. We've got a total of 44 in this game. And once again, I'm going to be taking the under here. Now, the Ravens defense is brilliant. The Jets defense has got a bit better, but the problem here is the Jets offense. They really have nothing in the terms of offense. They're going to face pressure all day from a strong Ravens pass rush. They have no tackles whatsoever. I think they're starting a rookie at right tackle. They'll be moving their other right tackle over to left tackle because of Dwayne Brown and Mekhi Becton being out. Look, it's just not looking good for the Jets. They've got a rookie running back who's going to face a very, very stern run defense on his debut. Look, this game could end up in an absolute blowout, and in a blowout, I always like the under. Looking at like a 33-3 or 33-7 type game here. So give me the under 44. Now the Steelers and the Bengals, and there's a trend I follow every year, and it still hasn't done me wrong, and it's called take the Pittsburgh Steelers under the total on the road, and that's what I'll be doing here. So under the 44.5. The Steelers defense has been solid. Obviously, there's no Big Ben, so they might actually score a few more points this season than they have done in previous years. But that defense is brilliant. The Bengals defense is strong. Sure, the Bengals attack is absolutely brilliant as well, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think we're looking at a low-scoring, close game, a 20-17 style game. So give me the under 44.5 in the Steelers and Bengals. Next up, we have the Colts and the Texans. Total of 45.5, and I'm looking only one way at this one. And we're going over the total here. Jonathan Taylor is back and brilliant, as long as he can keep up last season's form. Now, the Texans had one of the worst run defenses in they had one of the worst defenses in the league last season, but they couldn't stop the run to save their lives. And I think it's going to continue this year. I don't think they've done enough to be able to improve that defense at all. The Colts defense, sure, they've got a good defensive line, but there are still questions going around about their secondary. And Davis Mills is not the worst quarterback in the world. Brandon Cooks is been solid for the Texans, so I think he can get open and he might be able to get some points. Really impressed by this young running back they have as well. So Obviously, Matt Ryan will be the quarterback for the Colts. He's a guy that likes to score points as well. And I think Michael Pittman is for a breakout season. So give me the over 45.5 in the Colts Texans. Alright, the Jaguars Commanders, two teams that are absolute hot messes. Jaguars looking to improve on what was an abysmal season last year, and I think they will. I think they will go a bit better. The Commanders, it's very difficult to read this team, especially with Carson Wentz, who is not a good quarterback at all. I'm going to take the under 44. I'm taking a lot of unders to start off here today. I wasn't expecting that. But I will take the under 44 points here. Both teams' defenses are better than their offenses. And that's the first thing that I'm looking at when I'm taking an under. So we will go with the under here. I think both teams are going to try to establish the run early. So that will take a lot more time off the clock. I think we can go for a very low scoring first half before it starts to open up in the second. Now the 49ers and the Bears, total of 40.5. Absolute tough one here. I'm actually going to go with the over in this game. And I'll tell you why. Look, I only think the Bears have about 10 to 13 points in them. But I think this 49ers team looks very good. They could put up 30 points easily here. 33, not a problem at all. Trey Lance, we're about to find out if he's the real deal or not. We know he can run the football. We know everyone can run the football on that 49ers team. Elijah Mitchell was terrific last year when he was healthy. Deebo Samuel is obviously amazing as well. And here's the thing, what do the Bears have to lose on offense? They'll be taking a lot of chances. They know they're going to be the underdog in almost every game this season. So why not take your chances? I think this Bears team might actually be a sneaky over team when everyone's expecting unders from them. The defense isn't there. The players that are there don't want to be there. So let's go for an over. Maybe we end up with a 33-13 style game here. Next up we have the Eagles and the Lions. This total has just gone up and up and up, and over is the only way I'm looking. Definitely we're going to see a lot of points out of this Eagles side, and the Lions offense is much better than their defense. That's the first thing I'm looking for in an over. Now the Eagles defense is solid. Really like their secondary this year. The run defense might be a bit suspect, but they've got a decent pass rush with their big guys in the middle, and their secondary is terrific. But a lot like the Bears, what do the Lions have to lose? You know, they're going to be taking chances, they're going to be taking risks, and generally risks lead to points, whether it be one way or the other. So I think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to get this one done for this Eagles side. I think last year when these two teams played each other, it was an absolute massive blowout that I believe actually still went over the scoreline. Maybe it was a 44-7 if I can remember correctly. So give me the over 48.5 in this game. Saints and the Falcons, total of 43, and I'm looking under here. I really don't see where any points are going to be coming from for the Falcons. This is a brilliant Saints defense, maybe a top 5 defense in the league. We could be talking top 3 or top 1 by the end of the season. And the Falcons offense outside of Kyle Pitts is a hot mess. They really don't have anything there at all. The Falcons defense, it's not good. The run defense isn't good. They've got no pass rush. The secondary's interesting. I'm going to leave it there. I've got this feeling AJ Terrell might have a very good season this year, and this Falcons secondary could actually be a bit of a surprise. So I will be looking to take them under in a lot of their games to start the season. The Saints offense, they have the potential to be a terrific offense, but players are coming back from injury. Jameis hasn't played. Michael Thomas hasn't played in, since the 80s? I don't know, I haven't seen him on the field in a long time. You've got a new wide receiver coming in Olave. Jarvis Landry's coming in. And now Jarvis Landry has always been more of a position and under style receiver. He's not going to get a lot of touchdowns. He's only going to catch 4 to 6 passes a game, and they're not going to go for a lot of yards, but those catches that he makes are crucial first down catches that change the style of the game. So I will be leaning under the 43 points in the Saints-Falcons game. Now the Browns and the Panthers, this is one of those games where on paper you think, right, the two defenses are better than the two offenses. The quarterbacks on either side aren't going to be good. It's just not going to be a good game. I'm going to take the over. I think this game does creep over the total. Now, a lot of the reason for this is the early on jitters and all of the build up that's going to be happening from this team with the whole Baker Mayfield situation. Jacoby Brissett obviously is going to be starting for the Browns. There's no Deshaun Watson. So that's why we're looking at a lower total. This total should have been around the 44 and a half mark. So sitting at 42, I think we do have a couple of points of value here. Now, as I said, both of these defenses are going to be better than the offenses, but they know that coming in. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be a brilliant weapon to combat this pass rush that the Browns have. He's going to be able to get out wide, catch those swing passes, and really put the pressure on into that those linebackers and the secondary of the Browns. So give me the over 42 here, and probably an unconventional pick, but I like it. Now the Giants and the Titans, total of 44. Wow, what can I say here? Go on. I'll take the under. I'll take the under. In a game that I expect that's going to go very close, maybe this is a 20 to 23 type game, but I will lean slightly under on this match. The Titans defense is alright. The Giants defense is alright. Both of their attacks are alright. We just can't, from what we saw from both of these teams last season, we're not able to definitively say that these teams can go out and constantly put up points. What are we going to get from Derrick Henry? What are we going to get from Saquon Barkley when both teams have their strongest offensive position being the running attack? That generally leads to more time coming off the clock and less points being scored. So give me the under on the 44. Alright, Raiders Chargers. Here's an unconventional one for you. I want the under 52. Now, I originally looked at this and said over, give me the over all day, but I don't think it's going to go that way. I think the Chargers defense, even without JC Jackson this week, is going to be strong. That pass rush is absolutely brutal with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. The Raiders' pass rush is going to be just as good. We've got two teams that are going to be getting after the quarterback all day. The difference is the Chargers actually have people that can protect their quarterback, while the Raiders have absolutely nothing. They look like a pair of my old socks on the offensive line. They're full of holes, absolutely full of holes. Offensively, both teams can score in bunches. They can score quickly and fast, and both have a solid run game. And they'll be going up against teams that aren't the strongest against the run. So I think they're going to be using that to their advantages. Obviously, both teams can get the ball down the field, but when you have holes in the run game, you may as well exploit the other team's weaknesses to start off. So I think we're going to see a very low first half, and then the second half, they'll pick the scoring up, but I don't quite think they're going to be able to hit the 52. Packers and the Vikings, 46.5. Give me the over. Now, obviously, what are we going to see from the Packers offense? It's not going to look great at all. Devontae Adams is gone, and that's really all that matters, right? So you've got Sammy Watkins, you've got Romeo Doubs, Randall Cobb. I think Alan Lazard's going to be out. So Robert Tonyan, these guys aren't great. Aaron Rodgers may be the most threatening receiving threat in the Packers offense, but it's Aaron Rodgers. And when you've got Aaron Rodgers, you're playing a divisional matchup against the Vikings. I think Rodgers is going to be able to get it done. He's going to be able to score points. Do I think he's going to be able to win the game? No. I like the Vikings to win this game, but that's for a different day. We're talking the total here, and look at that Minnesota offense. It is terrific. Kevin O'Connell's come in, and his downfield attack is going to be absolutely on fire. Guys like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, you've got Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, all of these guys are going to be aces. Irv Smith coming back as well. There is going to be a ton of weapons for Kirk Cousins. Cousins gets a lot of hatred, guys. He's not that bad. He's actually worth what the money that he's getting paid on his contract right now. I know you don't want to hear it, but suck it up. It's the truth. I like this Vikings team. I like them to go over the total. Their pass rush is good. Their secondary is poor, and that generally leads to a lot of overstyle games. The Chiefs and the Cardinals, 53.5. Give me over all day long here. Both of these teams started off the season last year, I think 5 or 6 games in, and all of their games had gone over this total, maybe -1 from the Chiefs, but all the Cardinals games had gone over, and I think 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 of the Chiefs games had gone over this total as well. These teams start strong, they start fast, their defenses start slow. There's just an absolute brilliant fire to get a lot of points early in this game. Yes, the Cardinals are going to be missing some weapons, but they have a deep receiving outfield that they can really use that to their advantage, and they're going to be able to score a lot of touchdowns. Now, I can see this game ending up 33-30. That's this type of game that this is going to be. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. We're going to see a lot of touchdowns. Give me the over. Alright, getting into the Sunday night football match, we have the Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. And at 50.5, this is an easy one for me. I'll take the under, please. If we look at both of these teams, both teams' defense is better than their offense. I know you're going to say, what? But it's Dak Prescott and it's Tom Brady. No, it's Dak Prescott with who? A double-covered CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, and no one else. It's Tom Brady with what on the offensive line? Very, very little compared to what he's had to help him before. When Tom Brady feels pressure, he can't get the ball downfield. When Tom Brady plays away from home, he can't get the ball downfield. That's what it's going to be like here. The Buccaneers are going to have to lean on the run game. The Cowboys have been built to be able to lean on their run game for this season. So when we've got two teams like that, absolutely I'll be taking the under the points here. There's Mike Evans. There's no Chris Godwin. Julio Jones, who knows what we're going to see from Julio Jones this season. Russell Gage may or may not play, but if he does, he's never really been a big deep threat receiver. He's more of a crossing route guy. So I definitely want to watch this game, but I will be taking a stab on the under here at 50.5. I think it's just too many points. Wait until game time. You might see some 52s. And our final game, Monday Night Football, we've got the Broncos and the Seahawks, 44 points, and this is an easy over for me. I'll be looking to take the Broncos over the points in most of their away games, and I'll be looking to take the Seahawks over the points in most of their home games. So the Seahawks are a team that is just bad. They've got nothing on defense. They've got a little on offense. They don't have a quarterback. But Geno Smith, what's he got to lose? He's going to lose the starting job. Drew Lock comes in. Drew Lock will lose the starting job. Geno Smith will come back. Smith will lose the starting job. Drew Lock will come in. these guys are just going to rotate all season from bad, worse, another. But during that time, they are going to score touchdowns. This team still does have a decent running attack. And what have they got to lose? That's the whole thing, right? They're going to be getting the ball downfield. Their protection is iffy, so the ball's going to be coming out a lot faster than expected. Yes, this Denver Broncos defense is strong, but week one on the road in the Seattle Seahawks home stadium, it's going to be loud. It's going to be a bit of a home field advantage for them, even if this team is a hot mess. So the first few home games for the Seahawks, yes, I do think they are going to have a good home advantage. When they're sitting at 3-9 coming to the back end of the season, yeah, no, that advantage isn't going to be as strong. But right now, week one, I think they're going to be able to turn it on, and they're going to be able to score some points on this Denver Broncos defense. Now, alternatively, you have the return of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson now has weapons, and he's got more weapons, he's got better protection, and his defense is rock solid. So Wilson is going to come out with an absolute vengeance, and he's going to want to put up points in bunches here against the Seahawks team. So when we've got that, I'm looking at this game. Maybe it ends up a 30-17 type game. That still gets us over the total of 44. So give me the over in the Broncos and the Seahawks. Right, guys, so that is everything for the totals on the Bet with Ray YouTube channel. Guys, as I said, make sure to like, subscribe, check out the socials there. Of course, betwithray.com. You can get that 15-day free trial, and you can check out all my premium picks. I want you to make sure that you really enjoy the service before you get locked in to buy. So check that out at betwithray.com. I have a ton of plays up. I think I have 9 plays up for week one. They all come with write-ups, reasoning, everything that lets you know why that is a great play. And make sure I'll be doing these videos every week, so check back, hit that notification bell so you know when the videos do go up. We will have a bit more production value than what I've got going on right now. This was very last minute to get these up this week. We'll have a bit more time next week. So thanks, guys, and enjoy the games. Cheers.